How's it going, everyone? Another top 30 visit for the Packers, and this one's going to be on a linebacker in Jaden Duggar out of Louisiana-Lafayette. So Jaden Duggar comes in as the 26th best overall ranked linebacker in this year's draft class and 297th overall out of all the players on the consensus draft board. For his RAS score, he comes in at a 9.60, so a pretty high RAS score. Comes in at a height of 6'4" and weighs 242 pounds. Did the vertical jump at 34.5 inches and a broad jump of 10 feet and 6 inches. While also adding on to that, running the 40-yard dash in 4.6 seconds. So a very, very fast linebacker. And not just fast, also very agile, running the shuttle at 4.25 and a 3-cone at 7 seconds flat. For his time at the collegiate level, similar to another player, I think it was Kalen Black. Over here on Stat Sports Reference, they're only showing 2 years, but he actually played at the collegiate level for 4 years. So first looking over here, only showing his time at Louisiana. In his final year, played in 13 games, had 125 total tackles for 13 tackles for loss and 4 sacks with 1 interception. So a very productive final year for him over at Louisiana. Moving over onto the PFF side, you can see he played 4 years over there at the collegiate level. First 2 years over at Georgetown, transferring over to Louisiana-Lafayette. Didn't really play too much in his first year, but really got starting time over there in his final year and just excelled statistically. For his final grades in that final year of his, defensive grade of 63.5, a run defensive grade of 65.6, tackling grade of 79.6, pass rush grade of 69.3, and a coverage grade of 58.1. So not very good in the coverage sense. He was accredited with 10 total pressures, which included 3 sacks, 2 hits, and 5 hurries in his final year. And he was accounted for 13 missed tackles in his final year, which was only good for a 9.9 missed tackling percentage. If you look at throughout the years, that's about right on where his average is on a missed tackle percentage, considering his career collegiate average was 11.1. So right around where he usually misses. And then if we're to look a little further down, we can see why his coverage grade is so bad. He was targeted 52 times in his final year and allowed 48 receptions, which was good for a 92.3 reception percentage. So looks like a complete liability over there in coverage, and that's not good to really see. Now, moving along, what are some of his strengths and weaknesses? Strengths: he has elite length. He uses his 35-inch arms to shed blockers and reach ball carriers that others can't. Closing speed: safety background translates to explosive downhill triggers and pursuit. Versatility: he has experience at safety, edge, and all 3 linebacker spots. So they can kind of move him along anywhere, and that's probably due to his athleticism. Hit power: plays with high aggression and often drives runners backwards on contact. And then lastly, special teams potential: expected to contribute immediately on coverage units. You can see that especially with his 4.6 40-yard dash speed. As for some of his weakness, raw technique, still learning the nuances of linebackers, specifically block recognition. Mental processing, can be late with his eyes and keys, leading to occasional hesitation. Tackling consistency, charged with 13 missed tackles in 2025, sometimes relies on shoulder hit. Kind of hate that. Saw a lot of that in previous year with the Packers. Wrap up. And then lastly, strength. Needs to continue building functional strength to avoid getting stuck on blocks. And so right now he's projected, like a lot of other players, to be a day 3 pick. He could also actually be a potential undrafted free agent. So we'll see how that goes. If he's there in the 7th round, I can see the Packers taking a flyer, mainly for special teams. He's not going to be a key contributor on the defense, especially with his liability and coverage and all that. He's definitely a very raw prospect who's still learning linebacker. He was a safety, converted to linebacker, and he's obviously still learning to position despite having a very good statistical final year. So with that, if the Packers take him, I would be fine with that, especially help with special teams. Very fast, very athletic. Definitely could use that on special teams. So And that'll definitely be a name I'll probably keep in mind, especially if the draft passes and he's not drafted, someone that they sign as an undrafted free agent. But let me know what you think down in the comments. If you liked the video, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and as always, go Pack Go.